and welcome back to the third part of this tutorial. So I'm going to exit out and let's try and make up a function to display the information on these very tables. So let's exit. Yes, and right underneath here, scroll right down, I'm going to create a public function here. So let's say public. Let's copy that and get rid of this one. Public void. I'm going to call it update table. Update table. So that's the name of my public function, and enter parentheses, curly braces here. Now let's say string SQL equals. Now let's use selection statement. Select SQL selection statement. Select from, that would be student ID, right? Student ID. That is my first column, and after the student ID I think I have course code. Then I have the following subject. Let's see, I think this math, English. Now let's look up the rest. Now just enter what I've copied and paste that in there. That's the rest of the column, and let's enter. Those are the columns. So let me just break it down so that you can see. That is it right there. Those are all the columns. If I leave it like this, you're going to end up with an error. So have a good look at it. I want it to be on one single line. So let's say undo that. Yeah, there we go. Now underneath here, I'm going to enter try cache here. So press enter, and here let's just say try. Okay, to prevent error, this unnecessary error, let me come down here and just maybe just copy the cache statement and just dump it there. Let's look for a cache statement. There's one here. I'll copy it from here. I'm going to dump it right there, right underneath here. There we go. Now try cache. I'm going to say pst equals com dot prepare statement, and the statement is SQL statement. Enter column, then result equals pst dot execute query, right there, column. Then let me go for, let's create an object, and we'll say object, let's say column data equals new object. So I've created an instance of an object there. Now in there I'm going to say 13 because the columns are 13 in total. Now let's use a while loop. Now right here we're going to say y result rs dot next. Okay, now enter curly braces there, equals the following column. I'm going to copy that, column data equals column data, and the first of the column data is that because it's an array, 0. So result dot get string, and the string that we get in this time around is going to be the student ID. That's the very first one here. Copy that, paste that here. Student ID. there, and followed by, that should be in quotes really, followed by the course code. So I'm going to copy that. There's 13 in total, so that's 2. Okay, I have 13, and I'm just going to change the numbers around and get back to you guys. And there I have the arrays there. So the next one is going to be course code, followed by math, then we have English here, column English, and so on. Let's just speed that up as well. And there guys, so the next thing I'm going to do is to call my default table model that I call model dot add role, and the role we're adding is going to be column data there. So if you guys can still recall, the model right here is right up here, so it's declared right there. Look at it. Okay, so that is done. Now that is going to be used to call the table, no, to populate the table, I mean. So the only way we can call the table is to actually initialize it. So okay, so for this public function to work, I'm going to have to call it on the initialize procedural area. But first thing, just have a good look at this, and you can see this variable here that I declared. You must also specify where the table is from. Okay, list all of the columns and specify by saying from the name of your whatever your table is. So the name of my table is called student, and that's it. So now let's call this update table, and we also need to create an object. So let's come right here. You see underneath here, I'm going to update that table first. Let's say, first of all, let's just say object. I'm going to put that here, the object, and this object that I'm creating, I'm just going to call it column like that, and it's an array. Let's say equals the following, all of my columns. That is it right there, all of my columns listed. Can you see it? Okay, the column col equals all of these columns. They are 13 in number. Look at them. Alright, now the next thing is, let's say the model. If you guys can still recall, that is where I declare my object model there. That's the instant name is called model. Okay, dot set, okay, set column identifier, and the column identifier is going to be column, which is right there. Now the next thing is, let's say jtable 1 dot set model. Right there, the model that we're setting is the variable that I call, or the instant that I call model. There we go. And to finish it up, you see the procedure that I wrote here, the public procedure, this very one update. We have to call it in the initialize component here. Where is it? Right here. See the initialize component. So I'm going to have to call that function there and enter column. There we go. So have a good look at it. Okay, so this is where I've added everything onto the table and the function that will add all of my data onto my columns. Now let's try it out and you guys see how it looks like. Right there, guys, look at it. As soon as the database is opened, see it populated the table immediately. And if you guys can still recall, right at the beginning I actually changed the color of the table to powdered blue. That is it, and that's why it's powdered blue. Okay, that's good, looking good. So this one is ready. The transcript, we need to take care of the transcript. One other thing is, you see, when I enter all of these value in here, I would like you to work out everything, what the total is going to be, and this as well. Okay, so let's exit out and see if we can do something about that. Yeah, let's come back in here. Okay, to achieve that, because what I intend to do is when I enter all of my result here, I want this to output whatever grading it is automatically, total, average, and ranking. So let's go back into the code view, but on my updates, let's come to my update. I need to add 1 or 2 lines of code there. You see right here on the update, let's come here, use an if statement to check whatever we have on the table. So in here I'm going to say con equals my system itself, student data dot connect DB. Connect DB is one of the functions that was created earlier. Now let's say if the count itself, the connect itself, is not equals to empty value. Okay, let's enter a curly braces there. Then I want the following to happen. So I'm going to come right down here and let's close that bracket. Right, now let's go up there and see why the connect DB is giving an error. Okay, let's see, take that off. Alright, that's fine. Okay, now that is done. Okay, have a good look at this function, because if that is not done, we won't be able to, when we click on update, we won't be able to update whatever we have on the table. Okay, so now the next thing I would like to do is, let me come back in here. You see this student result, right click on it, event, action, and action perform. Let's see, these are the, or those are the columns. Okay, so what I want to do now is I'm going to create an object here. Okay, so let's say the object I'm creating there is going to be double, and I'm going to call it R for result, equals new double. Okay, in total let's say about 14. Right there, and this object, let's say R equals 0, the very first one, equals double dot pass double right there, and the very first one is going to be jtxt mass dot get text right there, and I'll repeat the same thing for with the rest. Actually, there we go. So that is everything there. Okay, now I need to add up whatever value we have in here. So come right down, take note of that. This is inside the ranking. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I'm going to now add up every single array in here. So I'll create another one. I'll call that R8 equals, open a bracket, R0 plus R1 and so on. Let's speed that up. There. So this very one that I've added everything here together, that would be for my average. This would be for the total. Okay, now let's use a string value to output this out. So let's say string average equals string.format and that is going to be, let's say, pound. Okay, percent dot. Okay, that is, no, this should be 0, right? And here is going to be R8. There we go. That is for my average. So I can then say JTXT average dot set text equals variable average. There. So that is for the average. I repeat the same thing for the total. So I'm just going to copy this and just change it around. Paste that in there. And this will be total. So let's say total score. Total score equals 9. This will be 9, right? Because that's the 9 I'm calling there. Now this will be total score here. Why? This one will be total score. Yeah, that's the name of that very object. There. So that's taken care of. Now we then need an if statement to find out, so that we know if the student is first class, second class, upper, and whatever. Okay. So let's use an if statement to take care of that. Okay, right underneath here, maybe I should just put a break there so that we don't mix up this with the database one. Alright, so come right down and just say if R9 greater than and equals to 700, then I want JTXT ranking dot set text. Okay, that's gonna be first class, right? So let's say first class there. There. So that's the very first one. And I will then use else if for the rest. So let's come right down here and just say else if is greater than and equals to 600, and that will be 2i. Yeah. Now come right down. I'm gonna copy it again. Another else if, let's say if it's 500, and that's going to be 2ii. Else if again, if it's 400. The case of 400, we make that as third class. Let's come in there, third class. Okay, now if it's 300, I think that is going to be certificate of higher education. Let's say COHE. And if it's less than 200, no, this is 300. And finally 200, that is going to be a fail. Too bad. Right, that's it, done. Okay, have a good look at those lines of code, guys. Okay, take it down so that you can see it properly. And then we run the program. And this is where I start my database from. Let's just put database here. Okay, let's come this way so that you can see it. There we go. Right there, that's the rest of the database. And take it down. Okay, alright, and right underneath here, I'm going to then call my update table. That was the function that I created earlier. It's right here. Okay, so we have to call that so that it will officially update the table itself. Okay, there, that is it. So I'm going to now run it so that you guys see how it works. There we go. So let's enter student ID there, select whatever course code, and the student name is Johnny Cole, and there, let's enter Johnny's grades there. Let's say 96, 90s as well, and maybe there. So all they need to do is just click on student result right here. So look at my table right now before I click on student result, and let's have a good look at Johnny Cole student ID. Now you click on OK there, and scroll right down. That is Johnny Cole details on the database itself. Okay, there, it is working how I want. So the next thing I like to do now is to be able to click on the transcript, and we see Johnny Cole's transcript there. And one other thing is to be able to print out the transcript, so I'm going to need a button here as well. So let's close that and go to the transcripts, right click, and let's select events, action perform. Okay, and right here are the lines of code for the transcript. I had to speed that up. Have a good look at it. And one other thing that I think we should add, that of the student code itself, this very one, student ID. Let's right click on that and find out the name of the student ID, copy that, and I'm going to paste that right up here. Let's say plus, that will be student ID, and okay, let's put a column here. That's my student ID, and let's say plus student ID dots get column. Right, that is the student ID there, so we know the right student. Now the next one we need to take care of is the delete. So let's come right down here. That is the delete, and while we're here, might as well just create a button for, I want to create one button for, let's copy that, for print and paste it there. So let's see the name of this button. That is the delete. Then this one will be the print, and change the names around. Okay, come in here and paste that in there. Right, let's arrange it properly. Okay, so all the buttons are in place. Right click on delete and let's take care of that right here, the lines of code for delete. So let's come down here so that you guys can see it. That's it from here up to here. That is delete. Now let's go for print. Right click on print. There we go. Those are the lines of code for print from here down here. Okay, so let's run the system one more time. Compile and run. Okay guys, let's try out the system now. So I'm going to enter student details there, and the name, let's say the name is, let's say Kenny James. Course code, there we go, that's Kenny's result. And there. So let's come down here, click on student result. There we go. Second class, lower transcript, and that is Kenny Jones transcript. We're going to need to move this in a little bit. We can delete. Let's see this one. Let's get rid of that. There we go, deleted. And can we print? Yes we can. You see that, guys? That is how the system works. So the only error is just to move this in a little bit. That's one notch. Okay, and this needs to come down, so let's take care of that now. So let's go into transcript. All right, there. So we enter next line there and get rid of this. And let's run it one more time. Compile and run. Okay, we'll run it one more time. Let's enter a name here, and the name is going to be, first of all, student ID. Name is going to be, let's say, Jackson. Let's say Jackson Tom or Jackson Thomas. Right, there's a course code, and there. Okay, this guy happens to be a very intelligent guy. There we go. So all we just need to do now is click on student results. There, that's it, a first class student. And we can print out the transcript. We can delete what we don't want there. We can print there. So with that, guys, I'm going to call it the end of this very advanced tutorial. And if you guys actually want these codes, all you need to do is just to pay £4.90 to be a member of the channel, and this code can officially be yours. I will email you this code if you are a member of the channel. Only a member of the channel can get this code. So with that, I'm going to call it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoy it. You all have a nice day, and bye for now.